Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to do something that is fundamental to human movement, deadlifting. We're going to do 5 sets of 5 reps of heavy deadlifts today. This is probably one of the most fundamental things that we do as human beings, pick things up off the ground. And like Freddie said, if you want to be savage, you got to do it barefoot. So there's actually a couple of reasons that deadlifting barefoot is pretty advantageous. Number one, your shoes usually lift you 1/2 inch to 1 inch off the ground, depending on how thick the soles are. So if I'm standing here and I reach down to the bar and my feet are this much higher off the ground, that means the bar is effectively that much lower to the ground relative to my pulling position. So taking your shoes off gives you a huge mechanical advantage when deadlifting a bar with standard size plates on it. Also, your shoes typically have some pretty squishy soles on them. Most of us, if we're going to go to the gym, we put on our running shoes or our cross-trainer shoes. Those shoes have very squishy soles, and when you pick up really, really heavy weight, they're going to squish around under your feet and they're going to cause a lot of instability. So your knees are going to start wobbling back and forth, and that's not healthy for your knees. So, mechanical advantage and stability are 2 big reasons to deadlift barefoot. If you ever watch any videos of some of the strongest deadlifters out there, typically they're wearing little like slipper moccasins or at worst like Chuck Taylors or something like that. Very, very thin soled, if anything at all. So we're going to do it barefoot. Okay, so there's basically 3 points that I want you guys to focus on today for the heavy deads. I want you to focus on back set. Obviously that's really important because when you deadlift, if you get down on that bar and your back starts to round out, you're putting your spine in a very, very vulnerable position, and we don't want that to happen. Remember, we're here to get healthier, not to hurt ourselves. So we want to make sure that back is set, really holding that back arch when we're down there, never letting it round out, because when that happens, start putting a lot of pressure on those discs, and we don't want to hear the words herniated or ruptured. Okay, so back set, very, very important. The other thing that's going to really, really help you and give a lot of mechanical advantage is keeping that bar in close to your body. If you let that bar swing out away from your body, even 1 inch, 1 inch will give you a lot less mechanical advantage. It's going to make it a lot harder to move that bar. So you want to make sure that bar stays in nice and tight. And what that's also going to do is it's going to help you keep your back set. It's going to keep your weight distribution where it needs to be. So that bar position relative to your body is a very good indicator of how good of a deadlifter you are, technique-wise. Okay, and then last thing I want you to really focus on, and this kind of ties into keeping that back set, is when you get set, push those abs out. So push that diaphragm down, push the abs out, and tighten your whole girdle right here, right? So your back and your abs, everything's pushed out hard, rock solid. And if you were wearing a weight belt, push against it. If you're not wearing a weight belt, imagine you're wearing one and push against it. So 3 things to recap. You want to keep your back set, you want to keep that bar in tight, and you want to push those abs out. And so when you get up on the bar's going to be touching your shins. You're going to get that back set, push those abs out. Now if you shoot the butt up, see how the bar swings away? Now the bar is 4 or 5 inches away from my leg. So don't shoot the butt. You want to pick that bar up smoothly, and it should be riding right along your shins. Okay, so right along your shins, and then right along the thighs. Ideally, that bar will be in contact with your body the entire time, with your legs, right? So we go back down, bar's in contact, boom. We're going to do 5 sets of 5. These should be pretty heavy. I want you to be aggressive on them, but not at the cost of good form. So if you start shooting the butt, you start rounding that back out, your trainer's going to yell at you. And if you have to lower the weight, that's fine. Do these safely, and you get a lot more benefit out of them than thinking about that arbitrary number of poundage that you have on the bar. All right? I'll see you guys at the gym.